Moving on to David Cameron causing a backlash with comments on Muslim women. As he announced a fund to provide English lessons, Britain's Prime Minister said more Muslim women should speak English to integrate better. And Cameron reportedly said in private conversation that Muslim women are traditionally submissive. Next thing you know, the hashtag traditionally submissive is trending on Twitter, and Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling is retweeting some of the pictures to her millions of followers. Joining me now from London is Dr. Sukaina Hirji, the woman who organised the Traditionally Submissive Twitter campaign. Hello, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the 51%.
Thank you for having me.
We don't know if David Cameron actually used those very words, and the Prime Minister said he wasn't suggesting a link between a lack of English and extremism, but clearly his comments have angered and offended a great deal of Muslim women. What compelled you to launch this campaign?
Yeah. Well, I took David Cameron's comments really personally because he took an issue about a certain percentage of British Muslim women not being able to speak English, a figure which actually I don't believe is entirely accurate. And then he linked this with three very complex issues such as female genital mutilation, forced marriages, and radicalisation, all of which are very complex, and you cannot attribute those just to Muslim women, some of them having an issue with not speaking English. So I was very offended by that. And also, although there is no confirmation that he said those words about Muslim women being traditionally submissive, there is actually no denial from him either. And that suggests that he displays a complete lack of understanding about Muslim women and about our faith. And actually, our faith does not require women to be submissive. And the examples in the Quran, and also those given by the Prophet about how he treated women and how women were in his day, actually does not give us any tradition that we need to be submissive. It is not related to Islam or Muslims at all.
But critics of this campaign say that it's one of educated, privileged British women, and it doesn't really do much to help Muslim women in countries where they have far less freedom and far fewer rights.
Well, I would say, firstly, with regards to this campaign, actually, Muslim women from across the grassroots, from many different backgrounds, ethnicities, education took part. We had grandmothers, students, stay-at-home mums, as well as Muslim women from different professions. So looking at the campaign in the United Kingdom, it was quite broad-based. Looking at Muslim countries and Muslim women abroad, actually, I think we in the West sometimes have quite an arrogant outlook to them. You know, for example, I just take one fact. You look at the representation of women in the parliament in the UK, it's actually 22.7%. If you compare that with Oman, actually 18% of parliamentarians in Oman are women. If you look at university students in Iran, 60% of them are women. And also, if you look at Indonesia, which is the most populous Muslim country in the world, they had a woman president in 2001. So, I mean, I think we also have to change our perception of women, and particularly Muslim women in Europe. We should not see ourselves as saviours of them, because that's actually quite patronising. Muslim women in Muslim countries are actually doing a very good job themselves in trying to empower themselves and actually doing a lot in terms of political activism. And that is something we, of course, should encourage. But we should not say that, you know, Muslim women across the world are actually, you know, quite subjugated across the board. They are not. You know, that's just generalising.
What about Muslim men? How have they responded to this campaign?
It was really interesting. A lot of them took part and posted along with the rest of Muslim women, you know, about something quite funny or humorous that, you know, oh, for example, I'm sitting here looking after the kids and doing the laundry while my wife's out, you know, having a coffee with her friends. So a lot of Muslim men did get involved, and actually they were quite offended by David Cameron's comments as well, because if you're saying that Muslim women are traditionally submissive and are oppressed, then what you're actually implying by that is that Muslim men actually oppress their women and are misogynistic. And that's something that, again, is not true.
Dr. Sukaina Hirji, I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much, though, for your time.
Thank you.